Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Monday, it's the 5th of September. We've got one update today, the Randon Bulk Carrier R-Line by Erik, Isac, Agro mods. It's an invasion of the South American mods today. We've got 4 sets of mods, like packs from Erik, Isac, Agro mods. We'll get to those in a bit. They're going to be at the end. A few of the options are similar on them, let's just say that. We'll get to those in a little while. I'm going to start off very simply with the bucket. This is by Puszkap. 0.13 megabytes download, 2 slots on console, 100 litres. You'll find it under miscellaneous. I think it was miscellaneous. There we go. The bucket. 100 to buy. We'll take all those crop types. So if you're in a small boat, a dinghy, sprung a leak, you need to get the water out or something like that. Or and that's 16 litres. That's better. Let's pick it up. There we go. There's our bucket of oats. And you can tip it back out again wherever you want. The bucket by Puszkap. Moving on from there, we've got this. This is a minefield. This is the Fuel Refinery by ZoddelZockt. 9.26 megabytes download, 33 slots on console. It will cost you 125,000 to buy. We've got options for various different things on here. As you can see, it has got wind turbines and it has got solar panels. This produces all sorts of fuels. Now I have got one small problem that I'm trying to resolve. It could just be the tanker I'm using, but I'll explain more in just a moment. All different fuels can be produced. As you can see from the floor, diesel can be produced and you can fill up your vehicles, no problem at all. In, products going in, we'll see what those are in a moment. We've got an electric charge station and we've got a methane station. So for electric vehicles, methane, and then we've got, on this side, we've got out. I'm assuming for everything else. But this thing here, it says energy from grain, sun and wind. I thought those were going to fill up, would show you how much has been produced, but nothing's popped up yet. If you come to this box here, to this side, we've got turn on and off light. This one here, hide warning stripes, or show warning stripes. That one, hide trigger markers, or show trigger markers. And that one, hide information panel. So now you'll see the information panel's gone, trigger have gone on the floor, the hazard marks bits have gone on the floor. So you can have those on or off in whichever configurations you want, so you can see what you're doing. Now, as for what it actually takes, now it does say methane 10,000 litres. That's a drawback. I will just say that now. It's a bit of a problem. Wood chips, I think everything it says 1 million litres. I haven't put 1 million litres in, but if we go to here and over to this side, hang on, you'll see you can store methane diesel, but you can put it in there as well if you want to. But canola, sunflower, soybean, olive, sugarcane, sugar beet, cut, potatoes, wood chip, canola oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, soybean oil. Now, soybean oil, I think you'll need another mod by ZoddelZockt to produce it because that's not a standard thing. But what you then can get out is electric charge, diesel, methane, and compost. Again, there's a few different ZoddelZockt mods that will use it, and I think there's more stuff in the pipeline for that. You can sell it with one of the sell points from ZoddelZockt as well. If we come across here, electric charge air. Now that's your wind turbine on the roof, or your wind turbines on the roof, and your solar panels. So if you just turn that on, you're producing electricity out of nothing. The recipe is 0 because it's just there, and you're getting an electrical charge out. You've then got electric charge methane, so you're using methane to create an electric charge. You're going to get electricity out. Electric charge diesel, you're using your diesel power to get electric charge out, like running a generator, I guess. Then you've got these, all of these diesel. So diesel is the main product. product, but you're getting byproduct of methane, you're getting compost, and you're getting pig food. That's a point, actually. Where is pig food? Oh, down there. Pig food. So if you put canola, sunflower, soybean, that one is olives. It says soybean, but that's olives. The picture is olives. Sugarcane, sugar beet, cut, potatoes, wood chips. All of those things, when we click those on, you'll get all of those things back out again. So yeah, you'll get your diesel, you'll get your methane, you'll get compost, you'll get pig food. Now the problem is, because the methane storage is only 10,000 litres, that if you put that on to make electricity using methane, it doesn't produce it quick enough. If you put all of these things on, the methane fills up and then they won't run anymore. So I think the methane storage needs to be bigger. Otherwise, if I put these on now, within, well, not very long at all, because we're almost full as it is. If you come across there, methane's at 9,997. Very quickly, that will hit 10,000, and then all those will go red because it won't produce anymore. So that's the only downside I can see to this. You can then produce diesel from canola oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, or soybean oil, as I've just said. And you actually get more out of that. So for each 1,000 in, you're getting 1,500 out. So that's actually a really good way to produce diesel. Although the methane hasn't quite gone up yet. Now, the other thing is what I was just saying about tankers. This tanker is a modded one, Lizard MKU32. This is here in Western Wales, and this transports methane. Now, it does say in the description, vehicles can be refueled directly. If the fuel is not needed, it can be sold directly. So we can put everything on selling, we can put it on distributing if we want to. But it does say diesel and methane can be transported with a suitable trailer to the wholesale and sold there. I haven't been able to get the methane out. I went to these points here and I went round the side there, but it won't let me fill that tanker up. Now, I'm not necessarily saying it's the mod, it could be the tanker I'm using. There is another modded one I haven't got installed at the moment. I thought that would work, but it could be that. So all of those things, you can be producing your diesel, methane, pig food, compost, and the ratios are pretty good as well for production. So yeah, the only downside, so two downsides potentially, is I couldn't unload the methane out to go and sell it, and also the methane storage isn't enough, I think, personally. So it was 9.26 megabytes I did in 33 slots. Other than that, it's pretty cool. The detail on it and all the different options there for the lights and all the things. It's really cool. Very nicely made. It looks good too. Fuel Refinery by ZoddelZockt. Next, we've got a puzzler. This is the Water Production Factory by Fusion. 2.4 megabytes download, 17 slots on console. It will cost you 50,000. It's under build mode and productions, as was the Fuel Refinery. So 50 grand. Now, one thing I will say is it's clever in that it makes good use of snow, because that's one of the things it needs to produce water. It's an expensive way because you can place standpipes and various different things. So much as it's a clever idea, and it's a good way to use snow, but then obviously that can only work during the winter. It does say 1 million litres of everything, but that I haven't found to be the case either. I'm just not going well so far, is it? Let's be honest. Yeah, capacity 1 million litres of snow, wood chips and water. I found that, if we go to here, it takes 1 million litres of snow. It will store 1 million litres of water, but wood chips only took 100,000 litres. Now that could be a typo, could be a typo in the XML file that's causing it. Regardless, if you just run snow to water, it's 48 cycles per month and it will cost you 84. If you add wood chip in with that as well, the cycles per month goes up to 72 and the production cost comes down. So you're better off producing water with wood chip than you are just water on its own. That being said, you can produce them both at the same time and off it goes. You can also distribute to greenhouses from this as well, which is, again, it's another, I mean, yeah, there's me saying, you know, that's a good idea. It works well. So in the winter, it gives you something to do with your snow, plus it distributes to greenhouses. So I can put it selling, distributing, or storing. If you store it, it produces pallets of water. Now, if that was down as, like, I don't know, not purified water, but natural spring water or something like that, with a different price, that'd be fine. But that will get you the same price as regular water, which technically you could get out of a standpipe, which might cost you $500 to place. So that's what I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying, I like the idea of it, and I like the fact it distributes to greenhouses. That's pretty cool, and the concept of using it in the winter. Yeah, I think overall more positives than negatives. Under build mode and productions, the water production factories. I don't want to come across as negative. Just like I say, just putting it out there. What's occurring? Next, we've got the 3-bay shed. This is by BK Mods. This is 0.84 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. You'll find out the build mode and sheds. It's only 2,000 to buy and play, so actually pretty good alternative. There's lots of sheds and things available, but that's pretty cheap. Lighting is automatic. It does say that. I did look for a light switch, but it does say in the description that the lighting is automatic. Nicely made. Not a bad size actually. Each opening, plenty of space for getting vehicles in there. Very cool. 3-bay shed by BK Mods. Next, we've got this. This is the suspended sled for wood by FS22. 3.02 megabytes download, 1 slot on console. You'll find it under forestry equipment. Where was it? That one just there. 1,700. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. As you can see, it does have straps on it. Start that up. We can raise and lower manually, like so. We can tilt it, so you can tilt it back, and you can put. You don't have to put big logs on it. You can put small logs on it. Get to where you're going. Roll them off. Off you go again. It's actually a pretty handy bit of kit. I dare say if you've got these propped up against a tree or a wall or something, you could probably tilt that, and maybe if you get the angle just right, you could probably pick the logs up onto it actually. Obviously I've got nothing behind it, but you probably could. So there you go. That's the suspended sled for wood by FS22. Next we've got these. This is the RSD4. That's what we were going to call R2D2 originally, but they went for something different. This is the RSD4 by ED123. 12.78 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. In its capacity as a grain trailer, 7,000 litres, or you can have a bale configuration, as you can see with straps here. Does have a rear trailer hitch, as you can see I've hooked them both together. You'll find these under trailers. I say this, and then you've got the options on it. Takes pretty much everything. Standard configuration, 7,000 litres, or bale trailer. Those are your 2 options. Main colour does the chassis underneath. Design colour does the bodywork. Rim colour, you've guessed it, does the rims. And then license plate option on there as well. We do have tip side, I think it's just left and right. Tip side left, tip side right. There's no tip side back on this. Unload, let's start the engine. It does tip, as you can see. Some don't, but it does. And then the tip side right is just the opposite of that. There we go. The RSD4 by EED or ED123. Next, we've got this. Now I thought we'd already had this, but we might have done, but it might have been by a different modder. This is the Unia Grudziadz PZ or PZ pack by Slyclif and Hajstel. 8.32 megabytes download. There's a PZ230 and a PZ330. They're 2 slots each. One is 0.6 meters, one is 0.9 meters, and then you've got this that goes on the side. This is the spiked roller, 1 slot and 1 meter wide. This was the one. It was an interesting one that you plough. I think it's not designed for coming back the other way. It's designed you go up the field and plough. Then when you do the next row up and plough, it cultivates over the top of what you've ploughed, giving you a better seed bed. If you come back the other way, you're cultivating the opposite side to where you've just been. So I think it's designed to go up the field, then up the field, then up the field, because it doesn't rotate or anything like that. You'll find them under ploughs. So the PZ230, we've got the option of no disc coulter, up, down, or if again, attacher. So if you want to have that little cultivator to the side, you don't have to, you can just have it as a plough. You can have it with the attacher or without. Main colour does the framework, and design colour does the bar for adding on the spiked roller. Options on the PZ330, which is the 0.9 metre one, are exactly the same. One requires 20 horsepower, one requires 40 horsepower. The spiked roller, if I recall correctly, was under miscellaneous. There we go, right on the end. It requires 2 horsepower to pull that. We can change the main colour to anything on that pallet. So, what should happen if I just disconnect it now? That's how it comes, the plough. And we can fold the plough, puts that pin in, puts that away. Now that will only fold up without something attached. Once that's attached, it won't allow you to fold it. If I press it now, it won't let me fold it. So as you can see, if we go to there and we lower the plough down, it will plough, but it's cultivating to that side of it. It's still doing the cultivating job, shallow cultivating, no problem at all. And we're ploughing. So what I'll do, if we go backwards, which we go that way. So what will happen, if it flips back, please flip back, there we go. When I drop down and do the next row up, it then cultivates over the bit that we've just ploughed. But like I said, you can see if I turn around and come back that way, the cultivator's on the other side, so it's designed for kind of going one way, I think, really. As far as I can tell, anyway. There you go, the Unia Grudziadz PZ pack by Slyclif and Hajstel. Next, we've got this. I have to say, I do like this. I'm hoping I've got this right. If I have, fantastic. If I haven't, I apologise. This is the small-sized PK by M.Artemov. It is 19.29 megabytes download. 10 slots for the Kuzbas, I think it's Kuzbas, and 11 slots for the Tom. It'll make more sense momentarily. Yeah, Kuzbas, I think it is. The Kuzbas is a 4.8 metre cedar, and then the Tom is a 5.1 cedar and planter. So you can do all crop types. That is a direct drill. That one starts off, it's not, but if I've done it right, potentially it could be. It'll make more sense, like I say, momentarily. If we go up to cedars and scroll across till we get to it. So there you go, the Kuzbas, 55,600, 4,200 litre tank, which is split between seed and fertiliser, requires 150 horsepower. Does at the top. This seed offers the possibility to seed directly, no previous cultivating or ploughing required necessary. And you'll see you've got coulters, duck's feet, goose feet, everyone refers to them, down at the front. Then it's got a sort of cultivating section in the back. It does have an auger, which is great for putting your seed in your fertiliser. That works really well. And it's got a nice animation on it too. Now it does say disconnect the auger. I've got it standard. I haven't tried it with disconnect the auger. I would imagine that just gives you a normal fill, so it doesn't do the auger. But anyway, design standard or with wheel cleaning. So that's on the back to keep mud off of those wheels as you're going around on the fields. You've got wheel cleaning. You've got hand rail raised, wheel cleaning and handrail raised, back to standard. You've got drive diesel or hydraulic. I think I've got all of these on diesel. You can have a hydraulic drive if you don't want to have all that stuff on there. Then you've got main colour choice. Now this is for pipe work, so you can see the pipes that are now yellow. They were green. So you can have yellow, grey or blue. And then design colour is the next set of pipes. Again, you can then switch those out for those 4 colours. So that's the Kuzbas, the first one. The next one then, the Tom, as you can see, the difference at the bottom adds on corn, sunflower, sugar beet and cotton. So it will do everything at that point. Same size tank. Interestingly, 5.1 metres wide, but only requires 132 horsepower, which that one requires 150. Possibly because that one's a direct drill. But this is where, let's say, I may have got this wrong. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Same options for the auger. Design, standard. Now, we've got, at the moment, we've got shearing harrows on the back, handrail raised, handrail and harrow, and then you've got anchor coulters. So at in the middle, you've got discs with the red hubs. Then it goes to anchor coulters. Now I say that could be what gives you a direct drill. I don't know for definite. We'll have to check it out. You got that with a harrow, that with a handrail, that with harrow and handrail, back to standard. I'm now thinking it might not. Same thing with diesel or hydraulic. Then we've got main colour choice. Same thing with the pipes, and then the other colour for the other pipes. We're about to find out, aren't we? So when you want to put your seed and fertiliser in, we can open cover, which swings out your auger, opens up the first one. That's for your fertiliser. Press it again, takes it to your seed, opens that one, closes that one, then turn it off, goes all the way back. Once it's put back into place, the cover then closes for the fertilisers. That's for your auger. As you can see, the split down the bottom, 1,680 litres of seed, 1,680 litres of fertiliser, 2,520 litres of seed. Let's turn it on, drop it down. This is direct drilling. We are seeding, cultivating at the same time. Lovely. Out to 4.8 metres. So I'm going to do now, disconnect that. So this next one then shouldn't be a direct drill. I've got a funny feeling the other one won't be either. So let's start it up, drop it down. So we're getting the cultivated bit at the back. It's not seeding, but it is fertilising. So what we'll do then is go over to a bit that has already been cultivated. Whoa. Drop it down. There we go. Now we're seeding and cultivating. So it's not a direct drill, but it's 5.1 metres wide. And the bonus to this one, although it's not a direct drill, it will do all crop types. So I think the only other one that does this, that's cool, handle winding. The only other one that does that is that Great Plains YP, is it 2425? Does all crops. I mean, there might be a couple of others, but that's the one that always sticks in my head. So now I'm going to check this one, because I went for the anchors instead. I've got a funny feeling it won't. Let's turn it on, drop it down. No, it's not. So yeah, the Kuzbass is a direct drill, the Tom isn't. I thought I'd check, because I thought if you get those anchors and it turns out that it's a direct drill and does all the crop types, that would be absolutely fantastic. So there's no difference between those two then. So if you have gone for the anchors there rather than discs, it's still not a direct drill, but does all crop types. That one is a direct drill, but only does your main grain types. That's the best way of putting it. I hope that makes sense. I didn't confuse everyone too much. That's a small-sized PK by M.Artemov. Next, this is where things... Okay, we've got a lot of options. We've got a lot of things to look at. All of these coming up, the rest of the mods now, are all by Erik, Isac, Agro mods. We start off with this. This is the Randon Rodotrem. Let me just double check. Horrible handwriting. Yeah, the Rodotrem bulk carrier. 31.83 megabytes download. 2 slots on console. And this comes together with the front and the rear section. You can have 35,000 litres on each, which gives you 70,000 litres, quick maths, or 40,000 litres on each, which gives you 80. Pretty cool. Or you can have as bale trailers as well. There's a few other options. Now, I will say, as we go through the rest of these mods, a lot of the options are the same, if not similar. So I don't know if we'll read them all out, but we'll certainly have a look. The detail on these, I have to say, all of these mods moving forward on these are brilliant. I really love that pack over there, which we're going to get to in a moment. And I mean, yeah, it's all really good stuff. I'm not going to lie. So if we go up to trailers, and we scroll across. So we should get to, where are we? There we go. The Rodotrem bulk carrier comes as one complete unit, not two separate ones. 123,000. So capacity 35,000. That's for each of them, or 40,000, or bale trailer. Or bale trailer with small sides, bale trailers with higher sides. I went for those. So those are your options for those. We've got some wheel options again. A lot of them have these same options. Various different wheel options. That's as close as I can zoom in. It won't let me zoom in any closer than that. And then we've got the options for Continental tyres, and we've got Conti Cross Track HDs. There's various different tyre tread options to have a look at. Again, you can't really get close enough. I can't zoom any further in or out to get to that. We've then got the option of short mudguard, I think we're on, or long mudguards, front and rear. We've got wheel design. You can have standard with a hubcap and air. We had some mods recently with these. You're arching, yes or no. Braces to hold back section up. I think you can adjust those. Side protection, yes or no. Decorative lanterns, that's on the back. You can have the lanterns on there. I think it puts some on that one as well. Yeah, it does. And then we've got flashlight design. So this is the actual lighting with that. Standard, half bar 2, back to standard. Cover colour, so if we go back up, sorry, I should have left the covers on. There we go. Go back down to cover colour. 70 year 2, 70 year 3, R line 2, new R, new R2, back to 70 year. Template editing, that's on the back of each one. That just changes the design. So you've got new R or R line on the back. Attacher type, spherical. Now this is the attachers in the middle. So you've got a regular trailer hitch, pin hitch. You've got a fifth wheel hitch. So if you did want to separate these out, you can do it with fifth wheel. Back to spherical. I think it's just fifth wheel with spherical. Yep. Then attachers off the back of the front one, you've got spherical or you've got fifth wheel. So it depends what options you want to go for. So it can change the design on there with whatever you're most likely to tow it with. Are you going to use a fifth wheel attachment, or are you going to use a pin hitch? The main colour, and it's on that palette, and there are a load of different options within each one. Again, have a play, have a look through. You know, there's satins, there's galvanised, there's sort of flat, there's gloss, there's a whole different load of them. Just came off that by accident. Brilliant. Design colour. No, don't want to do that. Design colour. Let's pick something that stands out. Does the chassis underneath. Again, loads of options to choose from. Fender colour. Let's go up to something that stands out. Orange, for example, does your fenders. Rim colour does your rims. And then license plate option there as well. So, let's start that up. Now we have got on the rear one, I think we've got the front one as well, actually. Let's go to the front one. We've got a lifting axle. There we go. So we can raise and lower that lifting axle. If we go to the rear trailer, it's at the moment, that's for the dolly and for the back lifting axle. Open cover. We've got crop in it. I just wanted to put stuff in it just to show you. We can do it from the front. We can do both. So we can do open and close cover on both from being on the front one. But yeah, lighting on there, indicators. Oh yeah, very cool. Nice trailers. I think I've got both on tip left. You can do tip left or tip right or tip back. I think I've got the front one is on left and the rear one is on back. Pretty cool. Doesn't tip, so if you've got low roofs, handy to have. Let me do that one. Now, because of some of the other options, I'm going to show you those on the next trailer set. Like I say, a lot of the options are the same, so we're going to get to see some of the different options for... I've got the indicator going. Yeah. For, although they're for different trailers, they're the same on each one. I'm not making a lot of sense here, am I? It'll make more sense in just a moment. So that's the first one. That's the Randon Rodotrem bulk carrier. Next we've got the Randon LS, 30.36 megabytes download. We've got a 3-axle and a 4-axle. The Vanderleia and the R-line. So I think this one's the Vanderleia. Now what I was saying, options on both of these are exactly the same as they are on those. So I'm not going to go through and show you all the options, but you'll find them on the trailers. These ones are these two here. So you've got the Vanderleia bulk carrier R-line, 80,000, 55 or 60,000 litre capacity or bale trailer. So like I say, the options are the same, just capacities. Then that one is 58 or 63,000 litre. That's 90,000 with 4 axles. Other than that, covers, all the other things exactly the same. So I've got this one in the bale one, so you can see the various different options. At the moment, if I open sidewalls, I like that. That's cool. We have got a raising and lowering lift axle on there as well, as you can see. If I change that now to that's left to down, If we do right down, I think it does the other side. Why is that not? There we go, open sidewalls. That does that side. If we then go rear down, open sidewalls, does that. And then if we go to... Oh, it's just about the same thing. Left down, right down, rear down. Yeah. Tension straps inside as well. You can only do one at a time though. You can't do all of them at the same time. So that's what that one looks like on that. But if you go for the bail option on those two, it does exactly the same thing. You can do the left side down, right side down, or the rear down. It's a nice animation, really cool. So that's the 3-axle Vandeleer, and that's the 4-axle R-line. Same options. I think I went for that one in the 58,000 litre, I think I might have done. Also has a lift axle. They're just really well detailed, really nice. I know we've had a lot of Randon stuff in the past, a lot of the South American ones. Lift axle, because that's a 4-axle. It's the it's both of those that go up and down. Do it again, lift them. Very cool. Cover open. Yeah, 63,000 litres of olives in this one. But again, tip side back, tip side left, tip side right. But you can also have this one in the bale capacities, bale configurations as well. You don't have to have it also. So that's the next lot. Turn that off. So right, that's the Randon LS. Next, we've got the pack Carroceria, I think it is. 23.36 megabytes download. This starts off with the base unit, which is the Giulietta. That's 8 slots. We've then got the transport one, which is that. That's a 25,000 litre liquids tanker, and when they're unhooked, they all stand on these barrels, blocks, and poles. We've got the livestock one. That's the animal back. That's 6 slots. The transport was 5 slots. That's 6 slots. That will hold. How many animals was that? It will do 14 sheep, 14 pigs, 10 cows, and 6 horses, or 6 horses, not and 6 horses. And then we've got the wood carrier here. That's 6 slots. Now, these have the options to all work on this Giulietta base, but they also have options. One that says truck. The truck option is to work with that mod, which we're going to get to in a moment. It gets a little bit complicated, but we will get there. So, first things first, we'll go to... I think it's under animals. Let's go to animals first. Animals... out in the end, there. So that's the transport tank, the first one. 25,000 litres, as I said. 1 axle. So, again, I'll show you on the Giulietta in a second, but you've got 1 axle, 2 axle, or truck, which goes with the next mod we're going to look at. Short mudguard, long mudguard, protection, yes or no on the sides, and then main colour options, anything on that palette. We've got some chromes and some stainless steels and things like that. 25,000 litre capacity. Lovely. The log one, forestry. Now, ignore that one for a moment. That's the next mod. Told you it gets confused. This is this one. Again, 1 axle, 2 axle, or truck. To go with the next one. Short mudguard, long mudguard, protection, and then main colour. Again, loads of options like there was with the other ones. So you can pick your colour, satins, glosses, all sorts of things for your main colour. Then the next ones were, it was the base and the livestock transport. Animal transport, that one on the end there, 25 grand to buy, 10, 14, 14, 6, yeah, that's right. 1 axle, 2 axle, short mudguard, truck as well. You can have arching, yes or no. Protection, yes or no. Change the main colour again, anything on that palette, for example. And then the base was under trailers. That's where the base was. There you go, the Giulietta trailer. 19,000, 1 axle, 2 axle, so you can see where that comes from for the backs. Then we've got all the different wheel brands, same as it was on the other trailers we've looked at, with the Continental tyre options and the track HT3s and various different options. Same on the back with decorative lanterns, yes or no, and then wheel design. hubcaps and air or not, rim color choice, anything on that palette, and then a license plate option on there. So that's the base unit. Now that does come with straps. Other than that, it's a log trailer. That one is just the tanker. You put your stuff into it, take it out. This is the one that's got a couple of things open and close. So that was what I was going to show you. If I can reverse. Now, we'll say the swivel axle on the front of this is very... it's got a hair trigger, let's just say that. It swings so quickly. So you have to be very kind of slight and delicate with it. Now, we do have, under L1, open cover. Now, that does the front. If I close that down again, and switch now, by pressing triangle, to my trailer, and then the back. So we've got open covers, we've got two of them there now. So if I do that one, it opens the front one. If I press X, we look through, opens that one, and then that one in the middle. So you can have all the covers open inside if you want to, for your livestock transport. Nice sound effects. Nice animations. That's what it needs to. Now what I'm going to do is disconnect that. Leave that attached. So those three backs and the base all come with the pack Carroceria. I hope I said that correctly. Which brings me on to the last one. So the last mod, the last pack of mods. And that's the Lizard P310. Which is just here. Now it does say that other pack is also, it will work with the P310 which we're looking at. The Scania, oh that's probably the oh, no, there is a Scania set as well, isn't there? So it'll work with the Scania P310 or this one, which is the Lizard P310. So there is a Scania mod that these will all work with as well. So just bear that in mind. Told you it was confusing. So the Lizard P310. 65.8 megabytes download, but I will say it's pretty cool. The main truck unit, lorry unit, is 24 slots. We've got a trailer body. That is 12 slots. We've got a refrigerated unit back, that's 6 slots. We've got a flatbed frame, that is 6 slots. We've got a curtain side, that is 7 slots. We've got a wood back, that is 11 slots because that comes with a crane. And then we've got a sugarcane frame, which is 6 slots, 45,000 litres that one. And they all come with various options, as you can imagine. Now, the good thing with this is, if you go for the main vehicle with the trailer hitch, not only can you put the backs on that, that will then also hook onto that, or these, or, as I showed you, you can set these up to be truck, which means this will not only hook up to all of these, but it will hook up to all of those as well if you set those to truck rather than the trailer. So it kind of expands the pack out even further. So let's have a look, see if I can find them all now. Under trailers, please be good to me. There we go. So that's it says dry body, that's the trailer back. So you can have it bale trailer or 35,000 litres. Those are the two options. Short mudguard, arching, if you want to have it arching, and then main colour, anything on that palette, like so. A little bit easier, I think, less options on this one. If we go down to miscellaneous and scroll across, we've then got the refrigerator box, 20,000. Again, short mudguard or long, arching yes or no, protections yes or no, and then we can change the main colour to anything on that palette. We've got the flatbed frame. This is pretty cool. Standard like that, short mudguard or long, arching yes or no, protections yes or no, extensions no, 1 or 2. So if you've got wide vehicles, harvesters, things like that, that's not a bad option to go for. You've got attachers, yes or no, which means you can then hook trailers onto the back of that as well, which is pretty cool. Main colour, let's go with that, does that. Design colour, does the chassis. Well, so the chassis, the bit of the chassis that's there, and license plate option on that as well. Then we've got the sliding curtain or the curtain sider, 17,000. Again, short or long mudguard, arching yes or no, protections yes or no. Main colour does the ends, like that, and then the cover colour does the curtain side. So you've got black and black 2, orange metal 2. Then you've got the whites. I think I went for the whites, but you can change the colours on those to mix and match, however you want to go about it. What have we missed? Oh yeah, so then we go to forestry. This was the one I was saying, ignore that for the moment. So you've got that one there, the wood transport with crane, 38,500. Again, short or long mudguard, arching protections, main colour, does the framework. Oh, that's got like a flip on that. What's a purpley? That's quite cool. And then lastly was the sugarcane frame, wasn't it? I think that was the last one. Where are we? Sugarcane technology. Out in the end, 45,000 litres, 20 grand. Short mudguard or long, arching yes or no, and then main colour, again, anything on that palette. That's a bit bright, but you see what I mean. So, let's start with this, shall we? Oh, I didn't show that, hang on. Oh, no. The truck itself. Should have shown that really, shouldn't I? There we go. 80 grand for the P310. Options on this, we've got 6x2, 6x4, 8x2, 8x4. The same options on wheels, but the front ones look a bit different, as you can tell. Same with the tyres, Continentals 2, then we go on to the Conti Cross tracks and have a look through. You'll be able to, I say, without being able to zoom in too close, it's not that easy to see the differences. But yeah, I mean, the off-road one is pretty cool. You can see on the back there. Arching, yes or no, does that. So that's what it means on the other ones. Wheel design, hubcap, air or off. Plastic bumper. Oh, this is on the front, sorry. Plastic bumper, painted bumper, low bumper, off-road bumper, back to plastic. Airfoil, no or yes. And then we can go up to airfoil. Then we've got radio antenna, left, right, both. Or right, left and both. We've got glass colour, clear or tinted. We've got grid accessories, this on the front. Now this goes through, it kind of puts a chrome bit around the grid sections there, just a little bit. Decorative lanterns, I think, oh, this is all across here. Where was that? Was that on the back? That's those lines, the things again. Yeah, decorative lanterns, yes or no. Right, now we're going to rotating lights at the front. I told you there was loads of options. Rotating lights, yes. 2, 3, back to standard. I think I went for that. Now we're going to decorative lights. I'm not going to read them all out, but we start with chicken lights. Then it goes through lights across the grills, clear and orange. It runs through with spotlights and various different configurations incorporating all of these. There are 18 different options on light configurations on the front. Oh, 19, sorry. 19 different options. Then off again. Attaches, trailer hitch on the back, yes or no. So if you haven't got a back on it, you can still tow another trailer. Sometimes it will only work if you've got an actual back on it, but this one you've got the option to have the trailer hitch on the back. Then you've got 310 horsepower, 340 horsepower, or 410 horsepower. Exhaust, standard, puts it out the side at the front. Double straight out the front. Cattle exhaust throws it out at the back by the rear tyres. Long barrel puts up beside the cab or back to standard. Main colour does the cab. Like that. Side fender, we can either do it to match or mix. Grid does the front. Again, mix and match, however you want to go about it. Rim colour does your rims, and then license plate option on there as well. So, let's see if it gets to work. So let's start it up. So at the moment we're on cabin controls. So you can see the windows open by my face. If we go L1 and right stick up and down, it does that window. If we go R1 and right stick up and down, it does that window. So we can raise those windows. Horn's quite quiet. Beacons, if you've gone for all of those, if you haven't got any beacons on, it won't be. Then all the various different lights. If you've gone for the full set, you might not have done. We do have axle, lower lift axle or raised lift axle. We also have, if I switch now from cabin controls to suspension controls, we can raise or lower. So if you want to go on sort of road motorway sort of use, or wherever you are, autobahns or whatever, we can lower the whole lot down and have it sat lower. If you get to uneven ground, going cross country, going onto a farm, we can raise the suspension right up, front and rear. to allow for that uneven terrain to make it a little bit easier to get around, which is quite cool. If we back onto this one, I think it's those two options, cabin controls, suspension controls, yeah. Back up to this one. Now again, this is the low back on this. You can see it's got straps on and off. We've got, where are we with this one? Switch the back. Closed side walls. Does all of them together on that one. If we come off of that one. I tell you what, as I was setting this all up, I was thinking, I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time to get through all of this. So this is the refrigerated unit. Switch to the back. This has open back doors. Again, really nice animations on all the latches opening and closing. So what I mean about the pack, it's a really, really good pack. It does have tension straps inside as well. So if you pull up to a dock or a ramp or something like that, forklift in there maybe, or a skid steer loader. Then we've got the low loader. Tension straps again. With this, now we have got, is it L1 and right stick coming down? Might have been R1. One of them took a really long time to work. L1? There we go. So that's L1 and right stick. So it initially leans forward, takes the tension straps off, then rolls back. It just takes a bit of time. So that's your ramps. Then you've got your straps on there. Put it back, L1 and right stick. But you have to have it on because you've got the various different truck options first. Cabin control, suspension control, then you go to the rear. We'll bring that all the way back up. What we should get is it will go right the way forward, it takes a bit of time, then the straps will engage to hold it up. Oh, they've gone invisible. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. Maybe it just wasn't far enough back. Right, so that, ooh, okay, I didn't know that very much. That's that. Curtain sider. Only one side of the curtain sider opens and the rear door's open. Again, we'll make sure we switch to the correct thing. So I switch until I'm on the back. So, curtain sider. Open curtain side. Does that. Open back doors. Does that. Fairly straightforward. Straps inside as well on that. Very nice. The log back. Now the log back's got a weird camera. One of the cameras has gone a bit wonky. You can access the crane, but it has to be attached to a vehicle. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. If you can put it on the drums and still access it. So we do that. We can access it all from here. So we've got our tension straps. If we go from cabin control, suspension control, then we go, press it again, we go control group crane. So we can operate a crane L1, right stick side to side, up and down. R1, right stick, up and down, side to side does that movement. Probably easier for me to do that. Then L1, R1, we can rotate the crane head, open and close the crane head. That's pretty cool. Very lovely indeed. That can all be done from the cab. But if I get out and we go to the back, I can enter that. We've got that camera angle, which I have to say, it's pretty cool. We've got that one, which actually I think is pretty cool as well. Bring that back in a little bit so we're a bit closer. But the next one is that one. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that's the other camera angle I've got. So those two are okay. That one feels like you've kind of fallen over a little bit. So you can do it from in-cab, or you can do it from the back here, which is really cool. Like that. Like I say, It has to be attached to the lorry. You can't. You can get on there. You can access the cameras, but you can't operate the crane or anything unless you've got power running through the whole thing. So that's your log back with crane, which brings me to the last one, which is the sugarcane, and that's it, I think. Now the mod hub has popped up with another mod, but it came out the other day. I've already done it. The Case IH14 by Exoblode Modding. That was out. Was it Friday? Anyway, so this should be the last mod. So that's your sugarcane back. The game will switch to the back. L1, right stick side to side. Does your tip? It doesn't raise up then tip, it just tips because it's fairly high anyway. It's brilliant sound effects too. Like I say, I'm really liking all this stuff. I think it's really good. Quality gear. So there we go. The Randon Rodotrem bolt carrier, the Randon LS, the Pack Carroceria, and the Lizard P310, all by Erik, Isac, Agro mods. We got there. That's it for the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.